Greetings, this is Tantus Naravan Dracovin, Lord and Emperor of the Dracovin Empire. Welcome! It's time for another episode of Dungeons & Dragons Warriors of the Eternal Sun. Now, I am in a very different place than I last left off with you, so let me explain a little bit of what was going on. I was attempting to level up my people in the taverns I had shown you, and, well, I spent 2 hours doing that, and when I attempted to record it, it messed up my save state. Unfortunately, I lost it. So I lost a couple hours worth of work. So I did a little cheat here. I am actually over here in this square in the map. There's a cave here where I can level up my people, and if you want to see, everybody is level 3 now. I will show you what I did, because this is really cheesy. I am fighting a much more powerful monster than I should be fighting, and of course, when I defeat it, I get a bunch of experience, and it's a fire giant. Fire giant. Oh shit! Okay, my fighter leveled up again to 4. I really want to try to level. You know what? I will not. I could do it again. 3 people. She's pretty close to leveling, so I think I'm not going to set it again. I am going to cover. Play around one more time with this. So I concentrated a lot there. It's difficult to do that. Let's see what experience everybody's at. You're also 4 then. Oh, you leveled up. Oh, you're 4th. I'd like to get the elf up, but elves are really hard to level up. That's the problem. Let me still save it. I was saving it down here. I, in fact, will head back to the castle. This is going to be a tough journey. As much as I'd like to level up the elf too, he's a lot of experience, and I don't have the equipment to. Now, the thing is, I haven't told you a lot of things about the castle. The castle, as you progress in the story, gains more equipment. It also gains more equipment as you level up, so see progression in both of them. Like, when I go back to the castle now, since we're all level 3 and 4, it will probably be the maximum amount of equipment that can be found at our level. If we keep leveling, no matter how high we get, we will not get better stuff. Now, on the other hand, if we start progressing the story, more things will show up in the shops. Now, as usual, I am spamming B to see if I notice anything. So I'm probably going to avoid it whatsoever, because I am not really in the best shape to fight anything. My level is much better now, so I feel less fearful of it, but my abilities as equipment and such, just not very good at all. So I'm definitely going to try to avoid all combat. I'm way far from home, and I was just using that little trick there of dancing around that fire giant in order to kill him. So we got a beastman. Okay, a single beastman, that's not bad. I think we can kill this guy. Like that. Okay. And, oh. So there's a battle. We get money with it. We got 44 gold. See, in a battle, when you get money, it will tell you like that. Now let's see if I'm far enough down. I am. So I have to go straight through. It's been a while since I've patrolled this area, so it's hard to remember the entire pattern for crossing through it. Anyway, so there will be more updates today. I'm going to get this video out today. It's Thursday. I'm going to try to get out Warriors of Eternal Sun videos Tuesdays, Thursdays. If I miss one, it's because of scheduling and family and such. Panthers? I could fight Panthers, but I'm just going to avoid the crap out of these Panthers. I do not wish to fight them, actually. But, yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, you know, scheduling has been bad. I'm going to try to get out shadow runs on Saturdays, and I will put this up on my Facebook. I'm going to try to get out either today still, I don't know if I have a chance to record it, or tomorrow, a video talking about my State of the Empire for YouTube. You know, this has been going on. I was hoping to get one out for still out for February and get that out to you guys. So that would be good if I can get that done. Okay, I think I got everybody in the order I want. Again, I've been putting Lizard in the back just because it's a little safer for him. Now, I had gotten some equipment before. Just by chance, I found a bow on a beastman I killed, and I was wandering around a little bit, trying to find an easier way to level. Because that cave is decent, but as you can see, falls fighting multiple creatures, it's not very easy. Oh, so now I've got chainmail and shields. So I do have a little bit of money. So let's see what you have. You've got the +1 chainmail and shields. So we're going to buy chainmail and shield for you. Buy chainmail. And you can use neither of these. So I can salt the leather armors. I don't get a lot for them, but I get some. Okay. And now we have much better AC than we had a minute ago. Fortunately, man, trying to go through some of those areas, you get hit a lot. That's what we found here. So now there is a +1 spear, but spears are okay. Now, Warhammer, I do think it's a little better than the Morning Star. Don't really ask me why, I just do. Now, bows, I know are an elf friend here, and the fighter can get bows, so we'll purchase them. I'll sell off this sling here, I'll sell off this mace here, and I'll sell off this sling here. Okay. Now, I might play around with inventory off camera, I usually like to actually range for inventory. But the cleric can't use a bow, and neither can the wizard. And at this point in time, the staff is still, I think, better than the dagger. I don't know. But probably I'll be needing magic daggers and such, and then use those. So we have leveled up our equipment just a little bit here. So I am going to do... My elf really needs magic. So let's rest. Let's change spells. So I have spells now for my cleric. I can remember some cure spells. Let's see here. You can get 2 sleep spells and level 2 second level spells. Of course, I have none. No second level spells for either of them, even though they can memorize them now. But, you know, I got my spells back. So let's save now that we're here, because don't lose it. And I will do something important in this episode. I'm going to actually show you. I'm going to show you where to go next. The first story area. Well, actually, let me show you this area in the valley here. This area here. Okay, so let's head up to the caves, and I'll show you the central valley here, and I'll end up in the location I want to go to. So I'll sort of take a tour. Okay, we're fighting giant rats. Well, I can fight giant rats. That's fine. Let's get a little closer. Don't get too close to they trigger. Swing it. But anyway, so yeah, so I'll be releasing the State of the Empire, and I'm going to be coming up with a schedule for releasing also the role-playing details on the Facebook page, which I've been putting out. I don't know if anybody's been checking those. Go ahead and look on my Facebook. It's linked down in the description. On there, I have been giving descriptions of one of my role-playing games that I was a member of. I was a player. And in that adventure, I had actually made a lot of notes on what was going on in the adventure. And so I can actually write it out. And that's what I've been doing. I've been writing out, I've been describing the NPCs and a little bit of their backstory. I've been describing the PCs, what's been going on in the adventure, sort of episodic a little bit. And I've been just doing that. And it's really interesting, and I think you'll like it. I'm probably going to do that with some of my role-playing games I've been in now, do a little bit of information like that. It's probably not going to be as good. Let me just get a second here. Anyway, that's what we'll be doing. So yeah, things have been a little busy in my life. My niece has been living with us, trying out some new things, working on my board game I've been designing, which is really fun. It's been fun to design a board game and figure out what I'm going to do with it. I'm probably going to do something like a Kickstarter with it. That's what I've been thinking. But I'll let you guys know when I figure out what I'm actually doing. So anyway, I'm going to go around the edge of the valley here for now, this center valley, and show you what's going on here. So most of it is like a nice little forest around there. But now we're getting into the swamplands. Where's that menu there? And the swamplands have completely different creatures. And there is a swamp across the river, which is a lot more dangerous, where you can find dragons. See, now I'm fighting giant racers. Ooh. That's good stuff. We'll move on then. Strike at it. Go, cleric. 1 damage. Thank you for the 1 damage. These things aren't worth a lot of experience, so I'm not very concerned about who gets the kill right now. I mean, I do want the elf to level up. The elf has the most amount of experience it costs to level up out of any of the classes. The cleric and the fighter are pretty similar in the amount of experience they need to level up, and it's not a whole lot. In these earlier editions of Dungeons & Dragons, it was different like this. Oh, sorry, that's my bad. I left my phone on. You may have heard that. So that was a mistake on my end. So anyway, let's get back into it here. Sorry, but I was just saying that the different classes level at different points in time, and that lasted until 3rd edition, which they removed it. So in these small areas here around the edge of the swamp, you're not really going to get many encounters, so it's pretty safe here. But as you can see on the other side, there's swampland. You can't really see it very well, but that's the river I'm going around. And as I was saying, so the fighter and cleric, they level up very easily. The wizard's the next up. The wizard does level up a decent amount. I could go around the swamp if you want. If you want me to fight some kind of swamp creature, let's see if I can find one first to see what I can fight. But, and the elf though, because the elf is effectively a combination of a fighter and a wizard, they get less maximum levels, less spells, but they're pretty much as good as a fighter, and they can use all the equipment as a fighter, and it's just much better to be an elf almost. But the thing is, they don't get the same maximum level. They have a much less maximum, a much smaller number, and that really means that as an elf, you're not going to get the same sort of maximums. And 3 boards. That's another thing that actually happens a bunch. As you level up, things become more difficult. To a degree. Earlier on, I probably would never have encountered 3 boars. Boars are pretty nasty when against a first level character. But I mean, now they're not so good, and I can kill them pretty easily. But again, it's the progression. And this game does progress to a good degree. And also might be because we're the swamp area. We're fighting more let's fight you. Oh. Cleric took a hit. Only 4 damage, so that's pretty good. We can live with 4 damage. So yeah, so my elf is very hard to level up, and it's going to be a smaller maximum than everybody else when I finally do maximize everybody's level. That's a really hard thing to do. The amount of grinding you have to do to max out the level of your characters is ridiculous, and it's an area I don't have access to now. It's an area that has red dragons, and the red dragons are worth a lot of experience. So if you can get into that area, it's very good for leveling up. So I'm actually going to go over here because this is the sort of area where you can find swamp creatures the best. I mean, I can kind of go around the swamp and find them, but I like doing it in this area if I'm going to find some things. Which I'm hoping to fight just a giant crab, alligator, a giant leech. We'll take a giant leech. I mean, it's not the most fearsome of enemies that we can fight in the swamp, but we'll take a giant leech. Why not? So I'm going to fight it here. So, as I said, like, the thing about the spells is right now, since I haven't accessed any more of the storyline, I don't have higher level spells. I can find them in the world, but they're not always as easy to find. That's the problem. It's because it's not always as easy to find in the world, and I'm not just going to, like, go to some of these caves right now without better equipment in general. I'm not going to get that stuff, and you do sometimes have to grind for money. That's why, like, when you fight the red dragons, they're the best thing in the game for money. Before that, there are other areas that have dragons or humanoids that you fight and get money. When I fight the beastmen, they drop money. I get money. It's not a lot, but fighting a lot of them brings me a lot of money. Giants and such. across the bridge, you have hill giants. To the north of there, in the area I was in, there's huge beastmen, which are pretty beefy monsters. So I'm going to go around the edge here of the map. I'm just going to do that. I might still fight some random things. You never know what I can get in this area. It's sort of an in-between zone when you follow the river a little bit. But I am going to head for where I need to go to before I end this episode. So we will see the next progression of the storyline. And then I will head up and explore beyond the back of that cave. So here's the bridge, which leads into the rest of the valley, as you can see. And this area is sort of cut off here. So I'm going to head north to the Beastman camp. I'm not really going to scoot around the edges much anymore. I'm going to head pretty straight towards it. And then I will probably end back up at camp. So yeah, this next area here, it's not actually super difficult to do. But the problem is, you will probably take some hits from it, so it's good to have levels, because then you've got the extra health to take a few hits. So I might want to sleep here, actually, before we actually go to the next area. Actually, I could probably just heal up my cleric using her spells, but I might want to rest still, just to get it out of the way. So we use the cleric to heal the party. She heals herself, and then she rests 8 hours, gets her spells back. We're not going to change spell lists. We have what we need. No, again, my wizard, Nathan does have the Wand of Lightning Bolts, but I save the Wand of Lightning Bolts because it's sort of random when you lose it, and it actually can be really useful for certain areas to do a lot of damage very quickly. I'm fighting a bunch of enemies here on the way. But that's fine. It's a little extra experience. That's really all it ends up being, is a little extra experience fighting these battles. And I'm not against that. Though at this point in time now, this experience really isn't super great. It's not something I would love. And I'm hoping I kill this thing before it's an attack on me. I don't want to rest again, because I just rested. Oh. Anyway. Let's see where I am on the map. It's always good to check your map. I'm getting pretty close now, so I'm going to save my game. Slot 3, just like I've been doing. Let's head up and fight these hairy beastmen. The people are home in the background, which may make noise, so apologies for the background. It looks like I have to kill these boars before I can kill the beastmen. Okay, sorry about that. It was a slight interruption in real life. I don't have the best recording setup, so you might hear some background noise, people getting home. I tried to avoid that, but again, with my previous attempts at leveling up being pretty much a failure, I can't help with this. Oh, 3 damage. I could probably live with 3 damage if that's all I take. But yes, I'm going to try to finish up the other videos and such. Still, I haven't had a very good amount of time to do other major edits. This is a very easy video to edit for me, the way I've set it up. I'm going to see if I can get a surprise on the hairy beastmen that pop out here. 7 of them. I managed to get the surprise. Spread out and get the fighting. Got one. So yeah, these are the Beastmen camp I'm in now. Which the Beastmen camp is always like this. It's 7 hairy Beastmen when you first get there. And they do actually respawn occasionally. But that's not too much later in the game. These are relatively tough enemies for low levels, and there's a lot of them, being 7. And that's one of the reasons why it's a tougher fight to get into, and you need at least a level or 2 with each of your characters before you can even think about fighting them. I mean, the equipment you find in the town is not bad, but it's not super great either. So leveling a few times, getting a little more equipment. I've killed 2 of them already. see, they're not being super successful attacking me. Neither am I them a lot. I'm going to move you back and have you attack them. But these are like tier 3 beastmen. So, you haven't seen all the beastmen there are. We saw out across the bridge there was the normal-looking beastman, which is just beastmen. There's just beastman and female beastmen, of course. Then there's these hairy beastmen, which are above both of those. Below the female and the normal beastmen are young beastmen. There's also tiny beastmen and small beastmen. That last one? We'll hit him. I did not. But as you can see, no one hit. I actually got really lucky here. They were pretty inaccurate, fortunately. So I wasn't getting hit with anything, and I haven't actually taken any damage. Again, really lucky. But again, it's random chance. And if I went in and I had low hit points, they could have got me. So I got 480 gold pieces, and I can walk around here and see if any of them drop any items. Because sometimes they will drop weapons or armor in this area. So this is the first big thing I had to do, was check out the Beastman camp to the north. So I don't think anybody leveled up. 4, 3, 4. Yeah, we're all the same level. So I am going to head back to town now, and then we're going to stop there. And I think that's a pretty good place to stop. We're going on a little bit more than 20 minutes. I try to get between 15 and 20 minutes for these videos. I am going to avoid these snakes so I can end a little quicker. Oh, I have to fight them. They're blocking it. Here's the thing. Is if you're in a position like this, that... Ignore the... Hi, Damien. Hi, kitty. Yes, Damien. Good kitty. Yeah. Oh, and you're in my lap. Yes, thank you. Cat's in my lap. Don't mind Damien. But anyway, as I was saying, if creatures are threatening you or close enough, you can't access the front of the castle. So you can't just run inside to avoid creatures. You have to actually sort of physically to avoid them. It's a little annoying, but understandable that they're not just going to let everything in. And there we go. Excellent. So, yeah, I'm definitely going a little later than I want here. And we have that pause, so I think I can cut out a little time and be down around 20 minutes. So that's good. Let me get in here. I'm pretty well rested. Let's party quickly. So that'll be it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. We saw the center part of the valley. We saw the Beastman camp. I'm going to explore a little bit more. Head in the back of that cat caves. I'm probably not going to be able to kill anything there, but I am going to head in there, and we'll see how that goes next time. But anyway, so until the next time, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, leave a comment if you have any questions or you want to say anything about it. Please subscribe. It's a good way of showing your support for the channel. And of course, share this video. That's another way of showing your support. And until the next time, I bid you a farewell.